There are certain weapons in Terraria that don't appear to do much on the surface and therefore are easily ignored. A perfect example of this is what we're going to be looking at today. I've never even paid attention to this weapon's existence due to a number of reasons. It drops in the pumpkin moon, it sounds lame, and it looks weak. Of course, I'm talking about the stake launcher. Despite the three things mentioned, this is one of the most overpowered Terraria weapons I've ever used. Yep, that's quite the statement. If it wasn't for it being located post-Plantera, I'd happily use this in every single Ranger playthrough. Its damage is just insane. But before we look at its performance, let me show you the best way to obtain it. As mentioned, the stake launcher is a pumpkin moon drop. Like other moon event weapons, its drop rate scales, starting at 2% on wave 4 and reaching 20% during wave 15. These odds are pretty fair, so your best bet is to grab yourself a fast mount and farm the event organically until Mourning Woods starts spawning. If you're still struggling with this, you can always automate your farm with a bunch of traps, pointing at a death pit. This makes most of the event AFKable, especially if you set up an invulnerability frame box using statues. If for whatever reason you're still struggling to have it drop, but you manage to get your hands on a horseman's blade, use this in your box to speed up the event significantly. After the event ends, grab all the leftover loot and I guarantee the stake launcher will be among it. Now then, let me show you what all the fuss is about. The stake launcher is a repeater-like weapon which auto-fires stakes as ammunition. Stakes are a fast-firing projectile that aren't affected by gravity. Additional ammo can be purchased from the Witch Doctor and Arms Dealer while the weapon's in the player's inventory. The fast fire rate combined with the absurdly high base damage makes for quite the DPS. You have to remember that although the launcher's base damage is 75, the stakes themselves deal an additional 25 damage. The cherry on top is its ability to pierce through 9 enemies, making it quite possibly one of the best crowd control weapons in the game. As it is considered an arrow type weapon, it can benefit from things like the magic quivers and archery potions, further increasing its max damage. With a pre-pillar setup, I managed to get this thing over 300 damage and nearly 100% crit chance. Crazy stats. As you can see, this weapon shines on multiple targets, as it can pretty much deal the same amount of damage on everything it passes through. These biomimics go down like they're made of nothing. Another fun perk of this weapon is its 1000% damage boost against vampires, which is a reference to vampire folklore, which has said that the only way to completely kill a vampire is to drive a wooden stake through its heart. The stake launcher was destroying things so easily, I was confident in it having the ability to finish the game, so I put it to the test. It blitzed through the cultist, which I guess isn't much of an achievement because, you know, it's the cultist. A true test would be to see how it performs against the pillars, and I was blown away. Just look at how quickly it can melt through some of the highest HP enemies in the game. I would even say this isn't far off the Vortex beta, and it's also far more accurate. It went through the pillars no problem, but of course the true test would be the man himself, Moonlord. It did pretty good, although I'm not sure why I thought hopping in a minecart was a good idea. Due to the projectiles not being affected by gravity, I basically pounded the boss off screen. Most of the time I didn't even know what I was hitting. Eventually, I got it down to his heart and took him out rather easily. What a weapon. In summary, the stake launcher is a rather unusual weapon which deserves a lot more attention due to its incredible damage potential. The fact it can be compared to post-cultist options is just insane. However, I'd personally not use it at this stage as I prefer the diversity in bullet choice from gun-type weapons. What do you think? Have you used the stake launcher? Do you think it deserves more attention? Thanks for watching. For more Terraria content like this, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.